Hello, my name's Typo91. A lot of you probably know me from a Minecraft video or two. It's been a while since I've really made any videos, but this game came out recently and it's still in early access. It's called Satisfactory, and it's not Minecraft, but it's pretty cool. So I thought I would run around here and show people what I've built in the game. I've been playing for 20 hours now, and I've pretty much gone through the whole game. Actually, I have gone through the whole game that's available right now. I've unlocked every single thing you can possibly unlock. Just playing the regular game. I've also explored the map quite a bit. And I started in the second location where you can choose. It's the middle option, and I like this biome. It's pretty neat. And there's like a fish that swims down there in this lake. He's scary, but if you go near him, he just dives underwater and then comes up somewhere else. So you can't actually get that close to him. Ow! I thought I was wearing my jetpack. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of cool things in the game that you can unlock. Ooh, it looks like I need some fuel. The graphics are really cool. It's kind of like playing another game called Factorio, but it's like playing that with the Crysis engine running. Though this isn't technically the Crysis engine, it's the Unreal 4 engine, I believe, but or one of the Unreal engines. It's pretty nice. So a bit about my world. I started here and I built like a bunch of I like to really use these platforms. These are really good. It's a good way to like square off your whole base. And I'm out of fuel. So this is my factory. This is my space elevator, which I won't show you guys everything because certain things like the animations, I really recommend that you I don't want to spoil it, but the first time you build the space elevator, you gotta it's got an amazing animation, and it's great. And anyway, and it comes down, you really want to look up in the sky when it's being built and see the thing come down, and it hooks into it. It's really cool. Now, everything in my factory is currently stopped because I've filled up everything. I went around and explored the whole world in my truck. And while I did that, everything in my factory filled up everything. So resources are infinite. Once you plop down on one of the mining spots, you have resources based on if it's pure or basic and whatever. And this spawn point, man, I'm telling you, the second option, all the spots are like pure. So it's really a leg up at this particular spot, which I was hoping for a harder experience, but it wasn't. So let's see. Oh, you can hear radiation because I found some uranium in a spider cave, and I put it in this little chest right here, and anytime I come near it, I get a warning. So it's really bad. So this is like the advanced part of my factory, where like the big like manufacturers build like some of the late game stuff, at least late game that's available to us as it is now. And they can take 4 different things that go into the input ports here. And of course you got all these amazing conveyor belts which you can run in 3 dimensions. And that, once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. Like, this is only my first time playing, so my conveyors look really spaghetti-fied. But I've learned so much at playing that next time I play through the game, I'll probably have a much more like a cleaner factory. Uh-oh, there's some chests up there. Sometimes when if you try to do some stuff and your inventory's full, it'll put whatever you try to do in a chest. Yeah. There, got it. There's just some steel plates. At the time when I was rearranging some conveyors, I must have been full. So yeah, these are the conveyors, and there's like wall mount points that you can do, which is really nice. You can pretty much build whatever your imagination is when it comes to factory shenanigans. This is where I'm, you know, they call this Caterium, but you know what, it's basically gold. It's gold. I don't know if that's like some Latin word for gold, but it's what the good wires are made out of that are highly conductive, and so I just call it gold. Anyway, so that's where all that comes from in my whole base, which is not bad. I built like a little tower here that has this whole thing inside. It has steel plates, or not steel plate, iron plates. And I was experimenting with trying to make like a three-dimensional factory. And it, you know, it works pretty well, but it's I feel like you might be able to do it a little bit more compact. I just wanted to try to do it, you know, in a smaller footprint. And this is like one of the first things I did was just build this and get, you know, 3x steel plates coming in from this little spot here. And this is like your miner, and this is what the spot looks like for that. Over here is like kind of where all of my main storage is. In this case, what I did was I stacked up like most of my storages for things that I needed in one central location, so that I'd be able to get to everything really easily. And then I just spaghettied all of the conveyors in and out of all that. So yeah, these conveyors are cool. They are these stands. They have like a ladder on the side. You can climb them. And if I can run over here to where my oil is made, not made, I have a truck that brings oil from my oil base, and he's on autopilot, and he's able to go back and forth between the two bases all by himself. You can actually, if you look at the top of the screen right now, you can see the truck icon moving. I don't know if he's coming close or if he's actually getting to the outpost. He might be getting to the outpost. Nope, there he is. He's coming. It's really cool, like the way I mean, the autopilot, what I've seen, once you do the autopilot path correctly, it works flawlessly. Like, I haven't had any problems. So there he is unloading his oil. And I guess I'm full, so I'm gonna grab some of this right here so I can make myself some fuel. And then he goes back out to the he goes back to get more, and he just does that forever. I make sure that he gets topped off at fuel at the remote base, because that's where all the oil processing is done anyway, and I manufacture fuel out there. But since I only ever need enough fuel just to get myself some jetpack fuel, I just do it here, because I almost never need to actually do this. So yeah, here is like a crafting table, and you can just pick what you want, and then you just hold the button down and craft whatever you need. And that's pretty much it. Use my medical inhaler here to get back up to full health. This is my Xeno Bopper. This is a jump pad you can make, and that's pretty good for getting around a big three-dimensional base. Over here is where I've got plastics and rubber being manufactured. Little buffer storage there, and then it goes down here, and it's sent into the plastic is sent to the circuit maker, or the computer chip maker there. And quick wires brought in, all the way strung through over there, and then up into here. And I mean, you can get pretty crazy with the conveyors in this game. There is literally nothing stopping you almost ever from just conveying one thing to another. Like here, I decided I wanted more steel plates, so I set up a little extra steel plate factory over here, And I didn't want to, like, you know, block anything, so I just sent them way up high, and then like way up here, and then merged into this thing, and then turned into an even better conveyor, which goes, like, you know, carries twice as much, and then all the way into the other thing with the other steel and into the storage. And then from there it's sent everywhere it's needed, everywhere else. Splitters are your best friend. There's no real limitations to using splitters. It's all really about the speed at which the belts you've connected to the splitters. So the faster your belts are, the better. One thing I really like about this game, even though it's not a procedurally generated world, is it's a very a lot of personal, like, art went into the world. So whoever made the world, like the people that did it, put a lot of, like, you know, TLC into all the little hidden things and Easter eggs I found. I mean, right now I've found about 30 of those. I call them like S things, but they're called somber loops or whatever. And I found like a lot of glowworms. Like, there's 3 different types of glowworms, and I've really scoured the map. Up here, when I first started playing, like, when you first get access to coal, that's the first time you can actually automate your power. And until then, you're really kind of manually, like, feeding your biomass burners, and that gets tedious because you can't put a conveyor belt to them. Uh-oh, my mouse died. Let me plug my mouse in, and there. Okay, so this is my truck. I haven't had to use it for anything like automated, because so far anything I need to bring into my base, that little tractor can carry a lot, so I haven't had anything really needing a truck. And I know they're going to add trains to the game, and man, unless they get like some crazy stuff, like, I mean, it's possible, like, especially with a pure node, to upgrade that thing so much. Like, I mean, I'm really curious where they're going to go with the higher tiers that they're going to unlock. They're going to have to really scale it up, because right now, like, you don't need anything more than a tractor unless you're doing something wrong. So here I built a big tower that's basically a conveyor. Here, I'll jump in there and look at it for you. And I wanted a conveyor that went all the way from the top of that mountain, that ridge line, all the way down, not ridge line, but cliff, all the way down to, you know, here, because I needed coal, and that was the nearest place to get coal. And so I built this big conveyor circle thing. People are saying you can do it in 1 square, but like that requires a lot of tedious stuff, and this I actually did really quick. But yeah, before I had a jetpack and any way to really get up there, I actually just built this giant, like, Fortnite style, like, ramp, and built it as I walked, basically. And it was a way to get up there to that precious coal, because unlocking coal is so great. When you first get it, you're able to really set up those power plants that just run on coal, and then you can pretty much just forget about having to worry about power if you do it right. As long as you know how much you need, and you plan accordingly. So I built this beautiful walkway, and like you get this beautiful vista view of the whole world. And you can see your space elevator no matter where you are on the map, which is really impressive. I like that. Like, I've been all the way across the world, and I can still see that space elevator in the distance, which is really neat. The world is pretty much 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers, so it's like they say it's 30 squared, but 5 times 5 is 25, so there's a little extra somewhere in there. But anyway, it's a pretty big world, though. Like, it's larger than you would think, and there's some interesting caves. If you've really got a sharp eye and you look for the nooks and crannies, you can find some scary, nightmare-inducing. Anyway, so back to what I'm looking at. This is a coal generator, and this is just one of the bases, and I ended up needing more and more power. So, like, it got a little crazy. Like, I ended up putting them in the water, and then later on I built platforms, and just, yep, lots and lots of coal going to everything. Works really well. Gotta love it. Ooh, I remember there's like a secret over here, and I never got it because I didn't have the jetpack. But now I have the jetpack, so... Oh, I can't get that because it's under a rock, which I think when you like get sulfur, which I have sulfur, some of it, later on they're going to unlock the ability to make explosives, maybe? Or maybe this is just a dev wall so that you can't find everything yet. I don't know, but it's really obvious what's under there, so... So now I'm just kind of using my jetpack, but there is something over here that I know I couldn't get before. And how much concrete do I have on me? Okay, I have enough. So like, here's, like, for example, like you can just Fortnite build style stuff. See, I started making a thing over here, like a diving board. Now, I remember earlier, last time I was over here, I could see this glow, but ooh, it's getting foggy. I could see this glow over in the water, but I couldn't, you can't swim down. There's the game has like no way to swim down. But if you go high up in your jetpack and then like swim down. So I'm gonna try to get over there. See if I can get on top of this. Ah, there we go. Now I'm gonna get up higher. Alright. So let's see, where is that thing? Alright. Now I think if I dive from up here down into it, I might be able to get what's down there. Well, that's what I want, but now I'm too high. I can't get to it. So that's called a Mercer sphere, and I definitely was at it. I started floating upwards, and I didn't have the foresight to build something so I can get out of the water right here. So there's no way to get out of the water. I have to swim all the way back. But anyway, there's a lot of neat secret stuff just like that hidden everywhere. Little caves, little hidey holes with stuff, and it's really like if you're what's the word? Obsessed with stuff like that, like I am. This is what drives me to like explore Minecraft so much, because sometimes a procedural generator will generate all these really cool things, but in this case, this world is full of little like neat things to find, which you know, is all handcrafted. So it's really neat. There's no point of getting that right now because you can't do anything with it anyway. So I'll just go back to showing off my base. I'll take you guys over to my, what's it called? Oh, the oil area. That's really the only other thing to show off in my base. If you do the jetpack just right, you can actually hover for quite a distance. Other than that, people say it doesn't last very long, but like I said, if you're just hovering, you can actually get quite a bit out of it. Also, another cool thing with the jetpack, if you use it right, you can just descend the crap out of places. Good way to get down. Over there you can see my geothermal power plants, and I've actually built 5 of them. There's 3 more off in the distance, other places I've built. Now I'm going to save my last fuel, and we're going to come down and... Ooh, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so we'll take the truck. My trusty truck. Beautiful art, by the way. Whoever, like, did the, you know, the models for the things in the game, it's outstanding. This is like geothermal vents, and it looks really cool. All the multicolored, like, acidic water that you can see in there, and they work. They make 200 megawatts each, I think. And where can I take my truck this way? didn't want to take any damage, fall damage. They've changed it right now, like you'll take fall damage while you're in your truck, which is kind of silly. But I have a jetpack, so I can just hop out and jetpack and be cool. Some cool, like, underground thingy. What's that? Oh, I think that's called Sam ore. Yeah, Sam ore. I don't know what it's for in the game. There's nothing you can do with it yet, so. Pretty cool little spot there. Ah, it's a sunrise. Like I said, the game never gets old to look at. The truck can pretty much handle, like, some water, but you don't want to, like, go trying to swim through a lake with it. But the little riverbed's not very deep, so it's no problem. It's got a real squishy suspension. Really squishy. Oh, there's one of those little bugs. Good thing you can't see me when I'm in my truck. Fortunately, right now, wildlife, except for certain spoiler wildlife, will leave you alone when you're in your truck. And the wildlife that I'm alluding to is so scary, they've actually added an option in the game to disable looking at it, and instead it just shows sprites of kittens. Because it's terrifying the first time you encounter this particular life form, and it's also got a big nasty mother, so yeah. Scary stuff, nightmare stuff. Especially when you're in a dark cave. I'm sure that they're going to add other monsters too. Because there's too many things I've found while exploring this world that you can see where I've been up there. There's like a tower way up there on the top up there. Way in the distance. I've really explored like a lot. There's a really breathtaking spot over here. Let's see if I can detour over here real quick. I'll show you some combat. Here's some, these are like basically exploding mosquitoes. Yeah, if you can get your hands on this sword though, it's the way to go. It really makes short work of those guys. This is a really cool little area that is, I think it's right here. Did I just go the wrong way? Nope, it's over here. Like, there's just all this like hidden, tucked away, like amazing, beautiful stuff just like this. And you get in here and you're just like, come up to the thing and you're just like, what the fuck? Waterfalls and scary blue stuff. I mean, pretty sure there's nothing alive in here anymore, but you don't want to be the first time in there because there might be some surprises. Ooh, I've got things I can put on my feet that let me run a little faster. These let you, there's these blade runners, I think they're called. They let you jump just a little higher, and they take you, they let you run a lot faster, and it's really nice. Especially if you like die and you need to go like really far to get back to your body where your truck is. You can just craft those back to your base and just head out. It's better than making a whole nother truck unless you're super far. So this whole area, if you do it just in the right spot, is shallow enough to get your truck through. And this little island here, which is on the west side of the map, has lots of oil. And this is where the majority of my power now comes from. It's 8 fuel generators, and they run on fuel. And you can see where all the fuel is piped in. And it's kind of odd that you like get to make free plastic bottles full of fuel for fuel. Honestly, I think the game should have pipes like in Factorio. I don't know if they're going to change that later, because like here's the oil pump, and it makes barrels of oil, and it's like, well, where does it get the material to make the barrels? You know, like. But anyway, as you can see, I'm at capacity. Like everything's full. The generators aren't really burning anything. I've got plenty of oil back in the base. So, and this is the truck loading station. And he's full of oil. So, and he takes it back. But that's pretty much all of my base. So I'll head back here and give you guys a beautiful scenic route. I'm sure that they're going to add a lot more stuff in the game, and I'm definitely going to be watching this game over the next year of development. And if you have the means to pick up this game, I recommend it. The only drawback really is the fact that the world is not procedural. I mean, granted, this would be impossible, well, at least with current technology, impossible to procedurally generate. But as good as the world is, the only drawback is once you've explored it, just like in Subnautica. Oop, there's the other truck going to get stuff. Once you've explored it, I mean, it's like there's no more surprises. And if you're like me and obsessed with exploring stuff, then just like in my Minecraft world, like I would explore everything, and then like, you know, my area of known map would just get bigger and bigger, and eventually it's like, you know, nothing left to explore. But with Minecraft, you can generate a whole new world, or you can just like go to a whole new area. Unfortunately, you're never going to find anything really neat. It's always going to be the same combination of, you know, generated material or things. I would love to see, like, when we get to games where we can have procedurally generated worlds that are this amazing, with all kinds of, like, seamless, like, content that, you know, interacts, that looks just like the coolest thing you've ever seen, that will be, like, I mean, that'll just be amazing. And there's my radioactive container. Run past that. But yeah, this is my factory, and it's pretty crazy. Here's a little jump pad here. Like I said, this is 20 hours of just going crazy with the Satisfactory game and building everything that you can build. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry if it's a kind of a long video, but I just wanted to really show off the game. Alright, well, y'all have a good one.